10th edition of the Poetic Heart introduces PH Talks, an online show focused on creating dialogues.
Hello, everyone, and a very, very warm welcome to the fourth episode of the Poetic Heart talk show. It gives me immense pleasure and honor to welcome our very dear Miss Silvana Salmanpour, a recipient of over 20 awards from universities, schools, institutions, organizations, and socio-cultural centers, including a Lifetime Achievement Award from Community of Women of Fars in the United Arab Emirates. This is amongst many, many other achievements which are to her name. A very warm welcome, Silvana. So good to see you.
Hello everyone. Thank you so much for your for this opportunity, and very happy to meet you again here.
Silvana, 6 books with your compilations to poetry have been published to date. And over the last many years at the Poetic Heart, you have shared some amazing poems with us. We would love to have you share about your journey, your association with Poetic Heart.
Time certainly flies by, as I can't believe it's already been 9 years since I first participated in the Poetic Heart and become a member of this wonderful family. It's been a beautiful and inspiring journey. I am very thankful of Dr. Shihab Ghanem, who invited and connected me with this inspiring group. I'm so pleased to see how each and every year the Poetic Heart Committee has had success and grown in strength in diversity of its poets from across the world and the variety of its topics and fascinating poems uh, in so many different languages of the world, all coming together with the message of peace, love, unity, and harmony. We have found many friends around the world who the same who they have the same desires as the Poetic Heart valuable objectives. Just through the Poetic Heart successful event, we can see how we are the same all around the world, even with different nationality, languages, and religions, but with same soul and goal. Uh, it takes a lot of planning, organization, and teamwork to ensure the continued growth and success of the Poetic Hearts events every year. And I am very proud and thankful of the efforts of every single Poetic Heart committee member and volunteers who dedicate their time to this annual event. And I can't wait to see the continue to be part of its bright future, as clearly you can adapt to any situation, just like this year's digital event, which actually allows more poetry lovers and supporters to be part of and enjoy this great event. And I have to tell, I am very pleased also when I read and hear the poems of students. Uh, my heart and my soul will be full of happiness and hope that great poet are coming to continue the future of Poetic Heart.
So, so beautiful what you just said. And I think we're all moving forward with time. This year's digital version is all about moving forward with time and changes. Thank you, Silvana. You know,
Most
you're an
welcome.
accomplished poet. What would your message be to the young budding poets, especially women poets, who would like to follow in your footsteps and be inspired? Please share.
Have keen eyes and ear, read well and write even better. Let me briefly explain. Have keen eyes and ear, I mean notice every detail, no matter how small, and listen to everything. Find the character of each and every living or non living things in the world. Each one has their own story and can symbolize or represent something else in your mind which could inspire your poetry. Poems don't have to be only about ourselves or our experience. Uh, you can also be inspired by noticing and listening about events, joy or sorrow in the life of others. Then the next one, read well. Okay, how? As much possible, read good book in various field, and of course, as much you can read more poetry book, more poems from different poets, and then write as much as you can, as you can only improve by practicing more and more. And with more experience, you will develop your own style that suit you. Keep an open mind, and a poem, as a poem, just come to you at any unexpected time. And the more you write, the more your mind is ready for this moment of inspiration.
Brilliant, Silvana. So, so, so true and so meaningful. And I think you've just allowed so many of us right now who are listening to you to feel that we can live this dream. You're touching hearts with every word you said. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Yes. You've considered your mother as your first source of inspiration for your connection to poetry. What are your thoughts on using the power of poetry to unite people in support of various causes, whether it's peace and harmony or to highlight issues in society, especially women issues, which have been the source of inspiration for a lot of your poems? Can you share your thoughts, your feelings with us, please?
Uh, Poetry is one of the best and most effective means of conveying various messages. We reach and connect with other souls and hearts with poetry. We accompany in joys and sympathies, in sufferings. Poetry and music are a strong link between all our souls. For example, I have been an active member of various charitable groups for many years to build schools, universities, or provide for hospital equipment, etc. And I have been able to use poetry and literature in my speeches to attract people's attention and support and motivate them to be generous with their donation to the various crucial causes. Uh, you ask about it is this is the way that I use. In many way we can use the poems
True.
because it's really effective. But you ask about the woman and my poems about them. Yes, many poems see themselves in my poems, their suffering, love, hope, joy, are brought of life and highlighted in this manner. I have had interesting messages from women that had cut out my poem from the newspaper and stuck it to their kitchen fridge. This shows the impact, strength, and connection poetry uh, to the to everyone. It is connection to the heart,
Yeah.
connection to women and or every other people. Uh, I see the problem of housewife and also working women of various fields. And I let the poem talk about. I don't do anything. I let the poetry do talking. That's all. This way, when other women read it, they sense the empathy, the companionship, or not being alone in their situation, and also a sense of recognition of their accomplishment.
Yes.
Perhaps it also gives them new strength to start saying yes or no to what they want or don't want. Unfortunately, in most part of the world, women are still known as the inferior gender, which is very frustrating. Both sexes are complementary to each other and should be treated accordingly. Let us not let us not forget mothers. We are mothers. We have to we have greatest influence on our upbringing our children. So we should pay great attention to raising our children in the right way from the beginning. Otherwise, this painful discrimination will continue to persist.
Very true. Silvana, that is so, so true, what you just shared, because when we are into emancipating our, I call them soul sisters, and when we're reaching out a message the way you are reaching out through your poems, you're inspiring them on a day-to-day basis. And that is just so amazing. I mean, I can't thank you enough from a woman to a woman. Thank you. Thank you so much. And as a poet, you've received so many appreciations. You've received so many awards from esteemed organizations. And now that you've retired from being part of many of the cultural events, in what way would you say your poems have evolved?
Uh, See, I don't think the best poem in the world has been written yet, or there may ever be a single best poem. I don't think we should ever think that we or our poetry have stopped evolving, finish.
True,
Otherwise, we will stop learning.
true, true,
Everything is evolved already, then we will stop learning. I
true.
think we should move toward evolution with reading, writing, and learning. As we learn more, we realize how much we still don't know. Award and letter of appreciation are encouragement to keep on going. They are encouragement to express what is and should not be, and what is not and should be, and what is to to express the realities of society and to empathize and accompany others to enlighten and recount joys, sorrow, and different desire, and for the courage of speak out when maybe other cannot on the path to uh, achieve peace, friendship, and tranquility.
It brings me this beautiful phrase to my mind, which says that we are students of life. So we'll keep growing, and every chapter is a new chapter, and there's so much more learning and evolution and growth, and that just keeps us all so beautiful and so young all through our lives. And that's what I'm seeing in you. So that's just so wonderful, fantastic.
Thanks, thanks a lot.
My pleasure. Silvana, 2020 has definitely been, a challenging year, a year where there have been a lot of questions and answers, and people have traveled a lot inwards and tried to understand what, has happened for themselves. And it's actually continuing to be relatively challenging even now. And it's a time that has touched the lives of everyone in so many layered ways. What role do you see poetry playing in the coming times for humanity?
Yeah. Very good question. I mentioned earlier poetry and music, or a strong link between the souls of human beings.
Mhm.
Yes, 100%. You have seen some video clip that all the people in this 2020, they stay on their balcony or behind their window, and all together sing a song
Yes,
or music on this.
yes.
During the outbreak of coronavirus, many poems were published expressing different feeling, emotion, but on the same theme. Some express pain, sorrow, or hope for the future, and a promise of a return to a normal life, which had a great positive impact on people adhering to health and safety protocol of having patience and staying strong during the period of quarantine or lockdown or self-isolation. As I said before, poetry is the strongest way to connect us all together. And 2020 has actually given strength and popularity to so many more internet based digital platform for us to do so for us to do so. Let us make them most of it. We can be successful in every situation. Just we should want to be successful.
Thank you,
Thank
thank
you
you for
so much. Thanks a
for it.
lot.
We're so deeply grateful that you gave us your time and you were a part of this wonderful talk show. And dear audience, thank you so much for joining us. And just keep looking because we will be back with our next edition. Thank you, and wish you all a great time ahead. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Thanks a lot. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Very nice time with you and all.